background and the progress in the establishment of the South Sudan Internet Governance Forum. My name is Nelson Kwaje. I'm the co-founder of the South Sudan Internet Governance Forum. Last year, we had initially contacted the Internet Governance Forum is under the Secretary General's office, and we contacted them last year. Remember, we sent them an email about this idea, and later on, we met with UNESCO, and I met Kennedy, and we were like, hey, you need to chair this thing, we need to move it forward, and it's a delight to come and see it happening right now. I think I have a presentation. I hope it comes up. There are three things about me. I'm a South Sudanese, I'm a Pan-Africanist, and I'm passionate about both. Those are kind of the things that do not change about me. And also my weight. It is usually below 60. It doesn't change at all. So like those three are really constant. My mom complains about the number 3, but I'm delighted to be here. I want to underscore a few things. In my presentation, I'll try to shock you about the state of affairs of the internet in this country, but I will also try to give you some hope about the prospects and the things that are unfolding. Over the past 3 days, we have been engaging with Article 19 in what we call the South Sudan School of Internet Governance. We basically, yeah, good. I think that can go up. Yep. Yeah, just move to my next slide, number 2. Yeah, so about the Internet Governance Forum. The Internet Governance Forum is an open, inclusive, multi-stakeholder forum where public policy issues related to key elements of the Internet governance issues, such as Internet sustainability, robustness, security, stability, and development are discussed. It was established by the United Nations, and its aim is to advance internet development around the world through an open and inclusive process. So you'll see in the IGF, everyone here comes, everyone has a voice, and all of us sit on the same table. The telecourse, no one has more voice than the other, and no one has a bigger seat than everyone else. Of course, in this room, we just arranged it for the sake of protocol. You can go to the next slide. So the characteristics of the IGF is usually organic and independent. So it comes like, organic means it is very natural. People convene because they want to do so. If people don't want to convene, they cannot convene. You're here because you want to sit here. Stakeholder act on equal footing, and I think I said that. And then it's open and transparent. That means that open and transparent in both ways. That means in its operation, but also in its financial dealings and everything. Everything needs to be declared. And then inclusive and non-commercial. So the IGF is not for commercial gain, and we try to implement that as much as possible. And the last thing, it is global, regional, national, and local. So every year, go back. I said I want to shock you, but not now. So the IGF has a global forum. It also has a national forum, regional, and local forums. So what Dr. Ladu was talking about in what will happen in Germany this year, it is the global, and then this is the national, but also we have regional, East African, West Africans, and also we'll have local initiatives. Let me move to the next session where I said I will want to shock you about the state of the internet in South Sudan. And I don't want to say a lot. We talked about freedom of expression. I want to push the limit of that in this room and test how that will work with you. You'll be a bit uncomfortable, but that's good. So you can go to my next slide. This is a cartoon. I said things are ugly. This is a cartoon. It was from last year. It says it is today's cartoon, but I think it's from last year, but it's very much today. It just shows the state of the users of the internet in this country, and I think it expresses it very well. That's the service that they're getting, and they're trying to comprehend how that works. Things are really ugly, and that is either by circumstances or by unfortunate design. You can go to my next slide. So one of the, and this is also this is a very famous Sudanese digital cartoonist who those who read Arabic, they're basically conversing with the service provider, The service provider is saying that I'm blocking your SIM card, and the guy is saying, you are not providing any service. Why are you opening a telecommunication company? And that's in Sudan. So like it's both ways. You're getting bad service, or at times you're getting what you don't want. You can go to my next slide. So one of the problems when I said things are ugly, I said like it's uglier than you think at times. In the context of South Sudan, when we discussed for the last 3 days, so this slide is very interesting. If you remove the no there, it looks all nice. But if you apply the no to every statement that is there, it looks like not rosy. So you find that we don't have data protection. And that is both sides, from the consumers and also from the service providers. I don't want to make a lot of claims here, but I think I can just say like that there is no intentional and deliberate effort to do that or to communicate that. We don't have cybersecurity culture. Like a lot of us, like in the whole of this country, people get hacked, people get duped. You are sent things for scholarship, you send money to them, and there is no scholarship. But no one talks about that. We really need to, we don't have a cybersecurity culture. We don't have established universal service fund. I think Dr. Ladu talked about that. We don't have willingness to talk. And that's mostly, I want to address that to the telecommunication companies. Like since last year, I've been running around sending emails to people. No one wants to listen to us. Like people want to listen to us as much. People are interested in the youth as far as giving them t-shirts to run around and talk about your service. But no one wants to engage with us in like a one-on-one dialogue. And to be honest, I really don't want to be an extension of someone's advertisement. Like that's not engagement. And that needs to change. Like, we are all equal partners. You cannot, if we come for dialogue, we want you to listen to us and we want to talk. And that willingness to talk is not there. I'm delighted that this forum is happening. There is no satisfaction with the current service providers. You can argue against that, but we can see it. And to be clear, I'm not saying that the service providers are bad. The ecosystem by itself and the conflict that is happening, the fluctuation of our currency, and the lack of infrastructure, like all that, it's a very tough environment for service providers. We don't have skilled human capital. That is very proven. We don't have informed public, so if you're not informed about your rights, it's very hard to claim them. And then we don't have a proper infrastructure, and I think Dr. Ladu underscored that. That's a very grim picture, but it's good for me just to kind of prepare you like to what we have seen. My colleagues will be providing a more contextual and data-based, law and statistical-based presentations. You go to the next one. Yeah, but there is hope. I said, who's Charles? So Charles is the guy that I met in the hotel yesterday, and I just want to narrate his story because it relates to what we are doing. He's the IT assistant in one of the biggest hotels in this country. So I met him. He was setting for us some stuff, some of our projectors and I asked him, hey, where did you study IT? But his story is very different. He started as a bellboy in the hotel like about a year ago. I think I'm speaking fast. He started as a bellboy at the hotel. He had a very moderate education. But he did that for 4 months, and he approached his supervisors, and he was like, hey, I want to do IT. And they were like, let's give you a chance. We train you for 4 months. So they trained him for 4 months, running around, connecting cables, troubleshooting whatever devices around, all these things. And then after that, the hotel decided to make him an IT assistant. So as we're talking now, this guy is handling he's handling Wi-Fi's for the room. Those of us who do IT support, like doing an IT support job in a hotel is one of the most hectic things. Because your users are not the same, they're constantly coming in and out, they're doing all the things that you don't want them to do. So it's a very hectic job, but this guy is handling it. And when I kind of mentioned his story, there are two things which are present there. Like someone realized his potential, someone said like, hey, this guy is not a bellboy, he's an IT guy. And someone provided for him opportunities. And that idea of progress is enshrined in those two things, is the fact that a person or an entity needs to realize our potential, and someone needs to provide an opportunity for that potential to be realized. And that's our theme. That's why the theme for this year is realizing potential and creating opportunities. And we intentionally want to do that. Some of you who gave us money or who gave us your ears to listen, you realize our potential and also you provided opportunity for that. And I think in terms of progress in South Sudan, things are ugly, but we believe that if we realize our potential as a country and we create avenues for opportunities, that means politically, economically, and also like in terms of dialogue, we have a chance to progress. I just put my next 2 slides very fast, the next one. Yeah, so how is that realization of potential and creating opportunities manifested? There is cooperation and support from regional. So we got money from Article 19, which is kind of a regional, Article 19 East Africa. There is international and national partners also. I just received an email yesterday, one of the partners that we have been chasing for like 3 weeks. They decided to provide funds yesterday, one day before the event. You can't use it now. But also we have national partners, UNESCO, and all of you who are present here, you took your time to come and be with us. We see young, informed and committed youth. And you're going to see that echoed today through the presentation, like it's a very young IGF by itself. And then we have more players who are interested in the market. I don't want to mention names, but they're like big companies who will be coming. And they're coming soon. And that's very good for enhancing competition. There are big players who are coming to this market. And that will just shape up everyone, us and all of you. And then some are listening. Those of you who are here, kind of. And then we can leapfrog others. And that's the case in South Sudan. Like we have an opportunity to start from where others have stopped. And then my last slide is we're here, we're talking. Let's take action. Thanks.